Welcome to the city, Mastermind City. Hi, I'm Fay Chappell.
And I'm Stacy Maynard. Join us for a vibrant, uplifting, and inspiring conversation as we focus on how you can make a lasting impact on a global scale. Because the truth is, we're here because we want you to win.
So are you ready? Are you ready to build your unique message, showcase your brand advantage, get visibility, and make an impact? Well, if you are, then you're in the right place. Welcome to the city. I wanted to I told you guys last week I was going to a naturopath, right? Mm-hmm. So I went to the naturopath, very excited, got all, did my blood work yesterday for food sensitivity. That's the first test. She gave me some pills, which were freaking awesome. You tried them, not so good for you. But at night, they were great. They were really making me fall into a deeper sleep, not necessarily extending the sleep. But when I did get the sleep, it was deeper. So I was very excited, right? And it's like 4 or 5 days. And I'm like, this rocks. I feel way better. So, just when you get...
I'm waiting for the punchline. I'm like, okay, I'm in.
So last night I take the pills and I go, boom, go to sleep. And then I get woken up by a big noise. And that was it. So I slept an hour and then I was up from, 1 till I got up to get ready. So close. So I did a lot of reading. Mm-hmm. And because that's what we usually do. And then somebody sent me an app they wanted me to look at because we are always doing apps.
So thank you. Again, if you see something, it doesn't matter what hour it is, send it. If you come across it at 2 a.m., we'll look at it. But please, anything you see that's new, we're always...
Yeah, and it probably will look at it. At least I will look at it at 2 a.m. So anyway, so it was a community. So we've tried a million communities, right? Yeah. We've done Circle. We've done Mighty Networks. We've done Tribe. We've done, you name it, we've done it.
Even internal to some of the platforms that have their own communities.
Yeah, Kajabi. Yep. Herd ClickFunnels is coming out with one, but we haven't seen it yet. It's interesting because, we were all in for Mighty Networks, for those of you who are part of our community last year, because we really thought it would be as close as we could get to what we wanted. And then we realized once we were all in it, we realized it's not as good as we thought because delivered a lot, but was very confusing still for most people, including us who was setting it up.
Exactly. And that was one of the reasons why we left, because of the feedback that we received. And it was the user experience. It wasn't right. The setup and stuff. There was some stuff we can figure that out. That wasn't too much of a big deal, but it was the user experience of I'm in here, but I don't know what to do now. I don't know where to look. It was very convoluted.
Including, like I said, for us, I don't mean setup, because setup was no problem. But if we went in as a non-admin, just a user, we were like, wow, this is really not intuitive.
No, and not at all.
And we like intuitive stuff. The reason we left Facebook, a number of reasons, so you guys know. One was because not everyone's on Facebook, and we just didn't think it was fair to the community to be forcing them to go on Facebook when they weren't. And there's a lot of our people that are in our courses that have never been in our community when we're in Facebook because they refuse to join up.
Exactly.
Right?
We were just talking about that the other day because we were trying to figure out, so we have our summer school starting. Where do we make our community live? And that was our problem, because I would say probably about half the people that have gone through the program are not in Facebook.
No. So and have no desire to be, especially if you come from the LinkedIn world and stuff. You kind of don't want to go to Facebook.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that use Instagram and LinkedIn, but they do not use Facebook.
Yeah. So we were resigned to the fact that we probably have to use Facebook, and, we don't love it. The groups, again, have there been improvements? Yeah, but it's still challenging to find where things are posted and events and stuff and where you find the information. So, but we're fine with it. And then literally you just sent out a note to the group that we're back on Facebook. And we were just talking. So this is how we tell you guys, literally live when we talk. We just talked about this 5 minutes ago. We've not had a conversation before. One of our coworkers has sent us a community that Stacy had looked at, right? That she liked. And this was I think I was So she sent it at 11:15 last night, and I was looking at it like all night, like 2 a.m. kind of thing. And then I sent it to Stacy, and it's on Appsumo, so it's a good deal. In a day or two, it'll be
gone.
A lot of money. So, but we're willing to always test. So we both said, let's just do it anyway because it looks really good, and we're willing to. And we again, we put our students through as guinea pigs. But that's how you learn. And so, we might try this one too. But the moral of the story, and the reason I'm saying it, is because we can flip on a dime, and we have no problem with it. It's not like, we don't worry about whether, we invested a lot of money in Mighty Networks. We just wrote it off because it wasn't good enough for what we wanted. We've invested money on.
And it's better to walk away if user experience is not good, because what ends up happening from a business perspective is your customers start to leave.
Yeah.
If they don't enjoy the experience, and it's all about experience, it's not about, just a transaction, it's about an experience. And if they can't figure it out, there's no point in staying there. But actually I'm very excited because this is a particular platform that I stumbled across randomly 2 months ago, and I was willing to invest then because I was I have to look at it a little bit more deeper now, see if they've made any changes. But I thought the user interface was really good, the usability was really good, easy to understand, easy to navigate,
right?
And so I loved it then. So, and that was a couple of months ago, so I'm sure they've made some changes because they were brand new. Brand new.
And the fact is, again, for you guys who listen to us all the time, we work on Appsumo all the time to purchase new software. So again, the beauty of places like Appsumo is you can purchase it on a lifetime deal and then never have to pay again.
And you get all the updates.
Yeah, so a lot of people, have reached out and said, well, this is great, but how many of you bought? I don't know, probably hundreds of software. How many do I use? Probably use maybe 20 out of all those hundreds we've bought. So is it because these other apps aren't good? No, it's just because we test and then we pick the one we like the best. And so here's the thing, and people will say, why waste your money? Well, if you're buying an Appsumo deal, if you're buying a lifetime deal, and we usually buy just the low code, so $39, $59.
Yeah.
We try it out, and if we like it, we'll stack it. But here's the thing: if you take one item that you paid $100 for, and you're never going to pay again, okay? So everyone else is paying by then probably $90
a month.
Yeah, and we paid once. And then I add up all these little ones that we've tried and, let go and stuff. It's still worth it because it's way worth it for the ones you use. You've made that money back and all the ones you trialed and So if you're sort of on the fence with things, then I always say go ahead. And then the other thing to do with that is the fact that, every couple of months we go through all our files to remember what we bought. Because we forget. It's on our Trello board under software. So every time we purchase something, we put it on the Trello board so that we remember we own it. Because honestly, we don't remember, right? A year from now. So, but here's the thing, as Stacy just alluded to, people, they update it constantly. So an app that we bought 3 years ago that was just okay, but really wasn't worth it for us yet. If we log back in now, some of them are fantastic and are being charged a lot of money per month, and we own it and own all the updates that go with it. So it's very, very cool.
Well, it's interesting because I think there was one recently, I want to say even within the last couple of months, that was getting a lot of press. We were looking at it, they were really promoting their updates and all of this kind of stuff. And we're like, wow, we were like, this is really cool. And then you went, hang on a second, that looks familiar. And we went back to the list and we own it.
We own it.
So now they've made all of these updates. They're charging double and triple a month what they were in the beginning.
Yeah.
I can't remember what this one was, but it was pretty high because they'd made significant updates. And with the lifetime deal we have what it is today instead of what it was 3 years ago. So definitely worth the investment, 100%. That one was like a gold mine. We're like, oh my God, we own this. We were so excited. I can't remember what it was, but
We own so many, and we own multiples of things. So like I'm a big fan of copywriting stuff. I think I own 5. We own 5 maybe different ones, but they all do different little things, right? And so yeah, we have multiples. We have multiple videos editor maker things, right? So we have a lot of those, and yeah, a lot of times I never log back in until, you get that update email from the company and they go, hey, we've added a feature. Remember, I usually just send them to Stacy, but hey, we've added a feature. And then you're like, oh, well, that's cool. Then maybe we use it now, right? So,
exactly.
But you are, you have to remember, not only are you getting a great deal, but you are investing for us in a startup that needs funding. So they're not on there to be cheap. They're there to ensure that they have enough users to, number one, test it out to make sure it's working. And then number 2 is to get a little bit of money until they can start really bringing people in on a monthly basis.
Almost like a Kickstarter.
Yeah. So, and there's other sites too. It's just that Appsumo is the best from, and Mac Heist if you're interested in some other stuff. But other than that, there's a lot of LTDs, but a lot of lifetime deal guys are just really using a referral thing to send you over to Appsumo and just make it
exactly. So, and it's rare that we see one on other ones that are not on Appsumo. So really, I'm excited about this one. Love those ones. I think I love the fact that some of these kind of, I don't want to use the word late players to the game, but for lack of a better description, because like there are programs that do the exact same thing. And this is an interesting thing for business because you think, well, why would I develop this when there's 6 or 7 other bigger players that a lot of people are on? You think the business is flooded, the world is flooded with these types of programs. Why would I do this? Well, the reason is because number 1, you can make it better.
Yeah.
Right. Look at what all the other guys are doing. See what they're missing.
Yes.
Or read reviews on them and go, you know what? I wish it had this. I wish it had that, and do combos of things because you know what? Different people need different things. And just because there's a big player doesn't mean that there can't be the next whatever.
Yeah. And so, a couple of easy ways to do it is if you own one. So say you own a video player, you own InVideo, which is one of the video makers, and you see something come up on Appsumo. 2 things you can do. Under Appsumo, on that listing, there's a search bar before the questions. Yeah. And you can put whatever the name of that new one is, verse InVideo, or just put InVideo. Yes. And what happens is everyone comments on what the differences is. And then the other 2 is on Google as well, which is what we always do, which is we always just punch it in, right?
Yeah. This
like
versus this.
Whoever verse InVideo, and somebody has done the review that tells you what the differences are, so you don't have to really dig in and figure it out on your own. So, we love talking obviously about software, but it's true. It's every interface is different. It's what appeals to you. Sometimes it's just user ability in terms of how you maneuver it is different. And, it's Mac versus PC, right? So there are a lot of softwares that are very, I like to say linear, very PC oriented. And then there's a lot of Mac, which are a little more intuitive, right? So, and I'm obviously biased, but it is a difference. If I have a choice, I'm going to pick the one that the user interface and the admin interface are more comfortable for me.
Well, and absolutely. But, we're also going to look at, even if the admin is not as intuitive, we can probably figure that out, but it's the front end. I'm not so much interested in the back end. I'm a little bit more, except for some. I mean, there's some like,
I'm interested in the back end.
There's some ad ones that, the back end is kind of terrifying. But as long as the front end, if the front end is easy for the user, then the experience will be good, in which case your business will grow and develop, and the customers will go, wow, this is really great. I love what they've come up with. So,
but for a lot of people, the back end, the admin is important because it has nothing, like they don't have any, the front end has nothing to do with the customer. Right.
Right. That's what I mean. Like some ad ones, there's no customer facing. So the back end then needs to be
Because that's what people quit. And I'll give a really good example of it. We use Kajabi, Groove, and ClickFunnels. You guys all know that. So we use all of them. And there is a massive difference between Kajabi and ClickFunnels. Massive. And in the difference in the back end. And I will say, ClickFunnels, for most of you, if you start using ClickFunnels, you will quit.
Yeah, most people would. Yeah, the back end. And
the back end's very hard. But here's the really interesting thing about ClickFunnels is once you master it, if you're willing to put in the time, then you're like, this is so easy that you can add all these little elements that, I thought Kajabi's easy. Kajabi is much prettier and but you can't do all the elements that you can do in ClickFunnels. So if you want ease, you go to Kajabi. It is easier. If you go to ClickFunnels, harder, but the benefits are there and it eventually becomes easier. So,
I was just going to say, because sometimes it's just the learning curve.
Yeah, that's all.
So the learning curve is shorter with something like Kajabi. The learning curve is much steeper with something like ClickFunnels. But if you can get there, then it becomes a lot easier than the other ones because you're going, oh, well, I can just easily just duplicate what I've done and boom, 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 and you're done. So, but the learning curve is a lot steeper. So I agree.
So,
some people do need that.
And then for those of you who are, brand new and still looking, you go to our resources page on Mastermind City. You can see everything we use. So feel free. We'll have to put some new ones up there soon because we're going to try them out. But I mean, it really, what we do, and hopefully you guys do too, is you go to a software and try it out, right? Try it out. If you like it first before buying, feel free to DM us any questions. You can easily message us and we'll answer if we, know about it.
Used it.
We get messages all the time that people ask us, can you try this out? Interested in buying it, but I'm not sure. And we love trying things out.
Well, that's what happened last night. You received it. What do you think?
Yeah.
At weird hours of the morning.
Yeah. So it's not that, we just love to trial things. And as I said, we put our students through it, but that's okay because they're learning as we go as well. So I'm always interested to get, again, more things from you guys, which is cool.
We were talking about Facebook and community and all of that kind of stuff. So I just want to relate it to an in-person community. And I don't mean an in-person networking group. I mean like a whole, like a small town or something along those lines where, because, in a community, you get to know the members, you get to know what the members do, you know who's there. So if somebody were to say, hey, do you know a person to pick up the junk in my garage? You know what I do? There's somebody right here in the community that does that. And I would like to, point you to their direction. They're fantastic. I've heard really great things. If that doesn't work for you, here's another option or whatever have you. But I believe that's important in being part of any community, whether it's online or part of a small town community. You think you know where I'm going with this one?
I think so.
So Fay and I were out on Friday last week. We ended up in a small town and we were looking for a place to eat.
Yes. And
so we stopped at one of the stores and we said, we're just looking for something simple. Is there a place where we could get a sandwich and a coffee? Like super simple. We weren't looking for anything extravagant, super basic. And the guy said, I've been here for 31 years and there is not.
Right.
The best place to go is like, I don't know. I can't remember what he said. Like
Pita Pit.
Yeah. No, nothing against Pita Pit. Just wasn't what we were looking for. And they were right down the street. So we're like, okay, well, that seems a little odd. In a small, those kind of
small upscale towns. Let's say small upscale, known to be an upscale small town. Yeah, okay, just so we know here.
But you've got your main street and a couple of offshoots, and I'm like, and it's probably
the mountains in the background for those of you who live nearby.
Beautiful. It was a beautiful little town. Yeah. But we're sitting there going, are we sure? Like for people to get a nice cup of coffee in a place like that, in an upscale main town or downtown area, coffee and a sandwich is pretty basic. And he goes, nope, Like, I've seen them come and go. They don't last here. You'll have to go to, or you can go all the way to the other end and go to this other place. So we left. Right. I'm like, that seems odd, but okay, he's been here for 31 years. He must know his community. So we went across the street, and I just want to give a shout out to these guys.
Yeah.
So we went across the street because the sign was very intriguing. So on the window was, and you have to remind me of one, it was like coffee, food,
beer,
something else,
beer,
and bike repair. We're like, huh? Okay. Well, that just intrigued me. First of all, I just saw coffee and bike repair, and I'm like, okay. So we walk in, and sure enough,
cute as heck.
Huge. The bathroom had like this teal wall paint with banana stickers all over it, like super cute.
Yeah.
Cute little cafe, brightly colored chairs, and in the front, this was this cafe, and in the back was a bike repair. They had
bike repair.
Sorry.
Nice looking bike repair too.
Nice looking bike repair. So, but we had beautiful coffees, upscale coffees, upscale iced tea, best iced tea I've ever had. Yeah. And they made sandwiches.
Yeah, nice.
They didn't have a whole lot of sandwiches. They only had like 3 or 4, but the 3 or 4 they had were perfect for us.
Delicious.
We had a fantastic vegan grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, it was great.
And a great cup of coffee. And we went up and we're like, well, that's interesting. So if you're part of
remember, Stacy said it was right across the street.
Right across the street.
From the guy that told us he doesn't know of any place.
Right across the street. So no problem. So we go over our business. This is actually where you had started. So Fay went to her appointment and I walked the downtown. Yeah. Well, so funny is that on my way back, probably about 4 doors down from the same person was another coffee shop that had even better sandwiches. So I can't remember what it was called, but again, fantastic guy, made great sandwiches. And then next door to him was another place. So here there are, within a 1 block radius, 3 places that served exactly what we were looking for.
Yeah.
So when we went into this particular store in the beginning, it was, you know what, this looks kind of cool. We might be back. But then I went, you know what? You don't know anything about your community. And here you are boasting about the fact that you've been there for 31 years.
Yeah.
And you don't know your community?
And it's you kind of like go, oh, I don't really want to support this store because they're not supporting the rest of the community. We're all big proponents of doing that, right?
Support local.
So, in this social house that we went to, I can't remember, something social house, can't remember the name of it. It's in Collingwood, guys, okay? Collingwood, Ontario. So if anyone knows it. So
I'm not going to hide the town.
Yeah, so it's called social house. But again, it's like, coffee, food, beer, and bike repair. So I'm sure somebody out there knows it, and we'll probably could find it. We'll tag it. But it's just that it was a great experience with great customer service and everything. And if that first person had said to us, hey, go across the street, that's a cool place. What we would have done is walked in, loved it, and said to the owners, hey, the guy across the street recommended. And then they would interact, and he would probably send people back the other guy's way as well.
And that's how community works. So even Linda's like, know your neighbors. Like you can't expect that the guy, and to me, like the business that said I'm in business for 31 years, like that would be an amazing connection for him.
Yeah.
Go over, like they would have gone, you know what, you're looking for this, go across the street. But I was just, and it's not like they were in competition with each other.
No.
Well, and even if that's the case, it doesn't matter.
I remember back 100 years ago when I was doing corporate, and I was running Godiva Chocolates, for those of you guys, and I can name names now. So I was running Godiva Chocolates, and so my biggest Canadian customer at the time was Eaton's, which for those of you, you're dating myself, but it was Eaton's, massive, and Toronto Eaton Centre was this massive, huge store, my biggest account in Canada. And so one year they decided to take out confectionery, the whole department. The entire department out of the training center, which was millions of dollars worth of sales for me. And then so I, talked to the CEO, wrote him back, told him what we could do just on our own. And he let us back in just as a single. Like we would do our own shop because the numbers were there. And so my competitor, which was Lindt Chocolates, called me, the owner of, or the president of Canada and Lindt, and said, how did you get back in? Because he lost all his business. And I said, well, do you want me to get you guys in? Because the truth is, the more chocolate together, the bigger the department, the more customers for everybody. So we went back and did a deal, asked them, this is good for Eaton's and it's good for us. So, and we both had shops then. And that's the same thing as, what we're just talking about with competition. The more, if there was a street of sandwich shops, okay, then anyone who wanted sandwiches would all gravitate there, which means more people coming in for all the shops.
Exactly. Right? And everybody wins.
That's how a food court works in a mall, right? Right? You can be a store at the other end of the mall and you won't have any competition. But if you're in the food court, everyone there is there to eat. So maybe they want pizza one day, maybe they want a sandwich, but whatever it is, you have the people there. So, the app that I like, we've talked about before, which is Nextdoor.
Yeah.
Which is a community app. So, and we never even thought to look at that, but we could have posted and somebody answered right away. But that's another one where you're only talking to people in your little community. So if in this community, I can say, where can I find, somebody who does lawn maintenance? Where can I find? And people will suggest. Yes. So that's how it really works. And that's how it gets started. Right.
Yeah. And again, you just assume, and again, bad on both of us, we assumed that, you go online, you ask a question, what's around, and people know, and you rely on that. You would assume that a business within that same neighborhood would know what's around, so that, because again, if you look helpful and you're engaged in your community and you're making those referrals, you're going to get that back in spades. It was so two good things. Number one, we were very disappointed that the person did not know that the sandwich shops were around. But on the second, we took a chance on a window display that said food, coffee, food, beer, and bike repair. And we're like, let's go. We're adventurous. And it ended up being literally a fantastic experience. So sometimes you have to take a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. So, go out there and promote your community and promote the people that you can help. Because
take a chance on products, or take a chance on a small business.
Take a chance on me.
And a chance to sing ABBA.
I have not sang ABBA in a while.
Take a chance on me.
We're trying, it's coming back because we want to go to London to see the new show.
Yeah, so. That's our goal.
So if anyone who's watching has seen it, by the way, totally off topic, but if anyone's seen the new holographic ABBA concert in London, please message us and let us know how you liked it, because that is our next venture, I think.
Absolutely. All right. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys. Thanks for joining us here in the Mastermind City. You don't have to say goodbye, because there's other ways that you can join us.
You can access our free trainings, masterclasses, and learn how you can work one-on-one with us. Join us at themastermindcity.com, and we will see you in the city.